NBA playoffs yesterday took a turn for the better, in my opinion, because the Orlando Magic tied up the series with the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I knew that when the Magic won game 3, they were going to tie this series up. And now the Cavs are in big trouble. Big trouble.
Yeah, I think that Coach Mosley figured out the Cavs scheme. I think they got him. I think they may have him. I think that game 5, I think the Magic's going to take game 5
Yeah,
in Cleveland. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. The Cavs been looking real crazy lately. I don't know what's going on with them, but they can't seem to get above 100. I can tell you that. It's really
That's
bad.
that Orlando defense. It was something that we had keyed in on all regular season, and the way they locked down, I think it's really starting to affect somebody by the name of Donovan Mitchell, who played 36 minutes, went 5 for 14 from the field. But interesting enough, he did not shoot the ball a lot yesterday. We always talk about Donovan Mitchell. Oh, dang, 25 field goal attempts. This time he only did 14, and probably because it started to be a big blowout, right?
Yeah.
I think Coach Bickerstaff was like, yeah, let's just go on and get ready for game 5.
Yeah, there has to be a certain point. I'm glad that the coach decided, I'm sure I'll just kind of scale back a little bit because we're not going to do it. It's not going to happen today. And if you think about it, how did the Orlando Magic hold the Cavs to 10 points in the third quarter? 10 points?
Crazy.
Yeah, you couldn't even get a shot out. And these are some veteran players. I mean, come on. The Cavs have been here before, unfortunately. I would say fortunate and unfortunately, but it's almost feeling like the same thing as last season. And so, Donovan Mitchell, you're at the head of this, right? And so I know I don't want you to shoot, do 50 shots, but I mean, at least you can do a little bit more than what you did in game 4. It's just I don't get it. I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is, but then not only to hold them to 10 points in the third quarter, but then only 19 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Is the defense is too tough for y'all? If you can't manage the Orlando Magic's tough defense, what makes you think Cleveland Cavaliers you're gonna be able to withstand round 2? Like what? And I had the Cavs coming out of the series. I said Cavs in 7 before the series started, but I'm starting to look a little crazy.
Yeah,
I may have been Delulu because I don't know what's going on right now. The Magic they locked down on the Cavs, and we're talking about the 2 twin towers in Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. And what?
Yeah, you see, and Franz Wagner went completely off, and I said, "Ooh, him and his brother Mo Wagner playing with force." It was nothing that they could do, and once those 2 brothers get going, I mean, the Cavs were looking like deers in the headlights. I'm not going to even lie.
Particularly in game 4, they did not have an answer for Franz Wagner. The Cavs did not have an answer for him. Not one answer. 34 points. That man was on fire. And it's kind of hard when you're on fire, to put you out. And although the Cavs starting 5, they did pretty good if you look at the box score, but it didn't result into a win. And then so it was ineffective at the end of the day,
Right. And normally the Cavs shoot a lot of 3-pointers. They went 4 for 17 from the 3-point line, while the Orlando Magic went 12 for 26. So they clearly had it going, right? Yeah. And they only got 9 points from Banchero, which is unusual, but it was okay because with the Orlando Magic, anybody can get it, and that's why I think their team chemistry is at an all-time high right now. Nobody has a personal agenda, right? Coach Mosley has those guys all locked in, and I'm glad I picked Orlando Magic to come out of this series.
It's funny because, again, I'm going to go back to the Twin Towers and Allen and Mobley. Y'all got to do better on the glass. I'm going to need for you to get more rebounds. There is no way that the Orlando Magic have 43 rebounds and the Cleveland Cavaliers only had 29. I'm going to need y'all to do better. Y'all too tall not to get a rebound. Too tall. Do better.
Remember how early in the season I said, well, hey, the Cavs, the Twin Towers, as you mentioned, they just allow people to waltz right into the paint. Now we're starting to see it. Starting to see it in the playoffs. And all right, so let's look at these role players for the Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Orlando Magic. Now, when you look at it, finally, Morris Sr. got some opportunity to play. because he was warming the bench, and it's such a shame because he's bounced around a lot lately.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
they can only finally he gets an opportunity to play and he only scores 4 points. See, this is when they needed him. They needed Karis LeVert. They needed Isaac Okoro to chip in because clearly the starters didn't have it going for the Cavs.
They needed Tristan Thompson. Girl, when he came into the when he was
Twist.
subbed in, I said, "Oh, I forgot he was on that team." Kind of scared me a little bit. I thought I was watching another game. I said, "Look at his old." I mean, I'm sorry. Look at his veteran self out here. Out
Mm,
here trying to stare somebody down. Ew, get off the
nah.
floor. No, I'm sorry. Some veteran players can really hold down. There's just a few of them that I'm saying, y'all, this may be y'all last season. Tristan Thompson is one of them, and Morris Senior is another one. Mm-mm,
Yeah, because they're not
mm-mm.
bringing anything. And
No
see,
value. No value
uh-huh.
added. Mm-mm.
Especially when you have youth coming off the bench for the opposing team. Jonathan Isaac got down yesterday. You know, he chipped in 20 minutes and scored 14 points. And then I'm looking at Markelle Fultz, former
Mm-hmm.
#1 pick, coming off the bench for the Orlando Magic. What a luxury to have players like that who can come in, who's youthful, athletic, play with pace. The Magic, they're going to win this series. I think it's over.
Oh wow. Well, good for them if they do. But I'm still hold firm. It is game 5. They will be in Cleveland. And they can go up. The Cleveland Cavaliers can go up 3-2 if they can just win at home. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Okay. All right, Orlando wins 112-89. Let's move on to the OKC Thunder and the New Orleans Pelicans. You know,
Get out the push broom. I
yeah.
don't get out the push broom. I'm telling you, the Pelicans don't have they can't do they cannot hold they can't do nothing with the Thunder. They can't do nothing with them players. They just can't do nothing with them. Mm-mm. Nah, CJ McCollum did the best he could.
Oh, he sure
He
did.
did the best he could in game 3. I don't know who poked Jalen Williams' eye. He was out for a few minutes. He came back like nothing ever happened. I said, see, that's what
Mhm.
that's they young get back. That's the young get back because some of these veteran players are out for the count.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I.e. Nah. All right,
Yeah.
cool. So
Oh, I can name a
yeah.
couple of them too. Go ahead.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. You know, so happy to see. I just, when you watch the OKC Thunder, for me, as young as they are, you would think they would be a little bit rattled by this big stage. You would think that maybe they would play rushed. No, these young guys play like old vets. And that's why they've been so successful all season and into the playoffs. They're looking at a commanding 3-0 lead. Now, the Pelicans are one team who will not come back from a 3-0 lead. I mean, 3-0 deficit in the playoffs. It's just no way.
No way. No way. And it's so funny because although they are one of the youngest, and I saw a stat during the game that I think they are the youngest team to make it to the playoffs or something like that, or be #1 seed, in a season or something like that. But I thought it was very impressive, and I think the youngest I thought Shea Gilders was at least almost 26, but they're saying the average age is 24, so maybe he's just maybe barely making the cusp of 25, perhaps.
Mhm.
But the way that they play, I think their inexperience plus discipline is to their advantage. At least with this round 1 against the Pelicans. Their coach, Mark Dagnall, he cracks me up. Do he need glasses? Good, the way he be squinting. I see
Oh,
it. He's so intense. He has them so disciplined. And even when they do make mistakes, they seem to recover quickly. It's just like they give me next play. Next play, we'll do it the next time. It's not the body language, all messed up body language. I haven't seen that on them yet, even though they may make mistakes in the game. And I think I like their inexperience. I really do, because
mhm.
it's not reckless inexperience. It's
Yeah.
discipline inexperience, and I think that's to their advantage. They just don't know what to expect, so they're out there balling, carefree, just getting it done, one game after one game. And look, they're gonna be going to round 2. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to have a nice little break in between round 1 and round 2 because thanks to Brandon Ingram, who has been on a roller coaster.
Hmm.
I mean, 7 for 14 from the field, looking for a foul every time he's even touched.
That's my
The
problem.
Pels, if without Zion, we needed Brandon Ingram to play at an all-star level. And we're just not seeing that. And that's why they're in this deficit right now.
Yeah. I wish these players, especially the veterans, stop looking for the call. Just stop looking for it. Just go to the next play. Go to the next play because you miss an assignment when you're so busy looking at the refs with your eyes all big. Like, what is going on? I can't stand it. I had OKC in 6. I still had OKC, but I feel like they're gonna be doing it in 4. That's the feeling I'm getting. For real.
Uh-huh. Yeah, me too. Me too. So funny how Jonas Valanciunas has not been effective in this series. And Coach Willie Green seems to me like he doesn't really believe in him when it matters because he always goes to Larry Nash Jr. And I don't know if it's because Larry Nash is a little bit more long and athletic, more agile, and Valanciunas is more slower, back you down in the paint. But the thing is, Sha Holmgren, he can play out on the perimeter, and that's why I think they played Valanciunas off the floor.
Yeah. I agree. It's funny. I heard them say during the broadcast that Valanciunas is about 56 more pounds heavier than Shed Holmgren. 56.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I told you when we talked about him previously, the OKC and Pels. I think I want to say it was in game 1. Our discussion about them in game 1. I'm like, Chet Holmgren looked like a little stick up against Valanciunas. And yeah, so now I see the weight discrepancy. I see how much more Valanciunas weigh. It's like, what? But again, because Chet Holmgren is so, again, it's that inexperienced discipline, I think, and you're right. He can go to the perimeter and shoot. He can jump up and block anybody's shot. He's not afraid. He doesn't have any fear in him. I think I like that too. As lanky as he appears, his will and his ability to jump, I don't know. You may be able to, back him down and move him out the way, but he's going to come back because he's relentless. And I like that about his play. So, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So normally the Pels get Jose Alvarado to come in and kind of muck things up. Golly, pulled the donut last night, huh?
Didn't work. It did not work. Not against. I not said that. He can be a gnat. He can be a gnat. He can get on your nerves. He is Patrick Beverly 2.0 in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't think it was going to be effective against the Oklahoma City Thunder because they are a young team. They already know what that is. They probably can do it themselves. He doesn't affect them as he would affect any of the veterans in the league. So, yeah, it didn't work. It didn't work at all.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but it's looking like OKC is going to go ahead and close this out. They got the victory 106-85 in New Orleans. Says a lot about their team. But let's move on to the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat, a game that the Celtics had to win. I felt like this was a must win for them, especially after the way they dropped game 2. What was it? Game 2. Yeah, game 2 in Boston.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw Jimmy Butler before the game when he was saying, "I'm so sick of them talking about the Boston Celtics when the Heat won the game." Yeah. Well, Boston said, "Let's go ahead on. Y'all had game 2. We'll take game 3. We'll take it back. We'll take it back." Yeah. What happened? What happened, Heat? What happened?
12 little points in the opening quarter. I knew they were in trouble because the Boston Celtics could not wait to get back on the court to play them again. You know how you just like, oh, you know what? I got to redeem myself. I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't wait to land in South Beach so they can get on the court and lay down this whooping on the Miami Heat.
Flat out spanking.
Yes.
Flat out spanking.
The second quarter for the Boston Celtics was just unbelievable. They outscored the Miami Heat 42-27. And basically the game was over at that point.
Yeah. It was over at that point. I mean, Bam did all he can do. He did all he can do. And I just, the Heat's bench was
Kevin
horrible.
Love.
He's another one. Why? He step on the court looking winded. I'm saying, you can't. You step on
Duncan
the court.
Robinson.
Oh my
Mm.
God. Oh my God.
Yeah, that he's benched. I mean, they basically only got production from Haywood Highsmith and Thomas Bryant, a little bit from Patty Mills. That's another one too.
Another one too. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
We are watching the shift. We're literally watching the shift. The shift has we're in the middle of the shift from veterans to new players in the 2024 playoffs. We're in the shift. It's happening. I see it and it is glaring. So if anybody thinks that we should not start really, and I say we, I'm more so talking about the news media, sports news media. If they don't start changing who they start talking about, it's going to be horrible. You have to figure out a way to still talk about the veterans as as you highlight them all the time, but really equal time should be spent on the new players, these new players, because they are balling and they're taking it over. It's shifting, y'all. We watching it.
Hmm.
We're watching the
Yeah,
shift. Yeah.
we are, because think about it. On that note, Steph Curry, not in the playoffs. KD
Mhm.
about to get swept. LeBron and
Mhm.
them, gentlemen sweep probably coming up.
It's just
They're gonna have to talk about other players. They're gonna have to start talking more about Jason Tatum, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander,
yes.
Jalen Williams,
Uh-huh.
Anthony
Anthony
Edwards. They're gonna
Edwards.
have
Yes,
to.
they're gonna have to. It is only right for them to do so because it is looking like they look old out there. I know they have their spurts, and I get it, but y'all, we're watching the shift. Watch, it's going to even be more glaring in the 2025 NBA
Oh,
season. So,
absolutely.
yeah,
Yep. A
yeah,
year older and
hmm
closer to retirement. Yep.
yeah, absolutely. This is the time where these players need to start saying, you know what, let me retire now while things are really still good. Let me just go
Hmm.
ahead and retire. They need to do that. It's time to step aside because these new players are getting it in, and they're making the veterans look really bad. And I'm just saying, you know, it's time. So back to the Heat and Boston Celtics. I just think that Boston must have stuck to their game plan. I don't know what happened to them in game 2, but in game 3 they came out looking like they were the number 1 seed. They just looked
Yes.
more cohesive, they looked more ready, and they were just I think they were anticipating on what the Heat could bring and they were ready to match that. So,
Hmm. Now, with that, you're right. They did look really good, but I was still holding my breath round about the end of the third into the fourth because the Boston Celtics will allow you back into the game. That's been
mhm.
their trend like all season, last season. So I was like, oh, are they really going to hold on to this lead? And they did. And they got the victory 104-84. 2 games of one against the Miami Heat, but the next game coming up was the Denver Nuggets and the LA Lakers. Come on. Did you really think the King was going to get swept at home?
No. And I'm glad he didn't allow it to happen. Would not have been a good look. As a matter of fact, in my mind, when they were playing the game, I said, you know what? This is supposed to happen. He is supposed to play his last game in the Staples Center for the 2024 season. I'm sorry, excuse me. The Crypto Center for 2024, the last game that the Lakers will play this season should have been in a win. So I'm okay with the win. I'm okay with it. It's fine. He did a phenomenal job. I mean, he pretty much put the Lakers on his back, as he probably should have been doing for the previous 3 games. But he put the
Mhm.
Lakers on his back and ride it out. But I think that was it. The tank is now empty.
Oh.
I really believe the tank is empty because when he was talking to that lady, I don't know her name, but he was doing it after the game um, press conference on the court. He looked like, girl, if I can I sit down?
Yeah, he did. He looked
Oh,
wasted. I
he
think the tank will really be empty once he gets to that elevation in game 5. Um,
then it's gonna have to be if they want to see a victory in Game 5. Anthony Davis, you're gonna have to do it. You're gonna have to put the Lakers on your back. I can tell you right now, LeBron James he may have 2 more quarters in him. He may have. But that's it. That's it. I'm glad that he said, "You will not sweep me at home." I'm glad he
mm,
did that. So if the loss happens in uh, in Denver, at least they won't be home. I just think it's just a better look overall.
uh-huh. I was waiting on Aaron Gordon to give me a repeat performance from game 3. I was waiting. I was waiting. I said, okay, all right. So that was it. That was it. Can we get a repeat performance where he just killed them on the boards, killed them in the paint, Aaron Gordon was like, "Yeah, I'll give you 7 points, 3
Mhm.
rebounds. That's all I
Mhm.
got tonight."
You know what though? Actually, a lot of them, their shots weren't hitting. They couldn't buy a bucket.
Yeah.
The Denver Nuggets couldn't buy a bucket, which is uncharacteristic of their play. It's uncharacteristic. So I don't even anticipate that to happen in Game 5 at all. I don't anticipate that to happen. No.
Yeah, I'm looking for Jamal Murray to find his shot, though. He's been off all series,
Mm-hmm.
and it's amazing that the Nuggets have been able to go up 3-0, now 3-1 against the Los Angeles Lakers without Jamal Murray, who's such a big piece.
Yeah.
You look at his box score, you're like, oh, okay, 22 points, but he shot the ball 23 times, only made 9 shots, 0 for 4 from 3, even missed a free throw. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
ooh, they're going to need Jamal Murray should they move on to the next round.
Yes. But at the end of the day, who you will never have to worry about is Nikola Jokic. You'll never have to worry about him. He gonna do his hell or high water. It's just gonna happen. I mean, that triple double he got, it didn't result in a win. But again, when you don't have the other players that help support wins, then do it. And even I think the missing piece was actually Gordon. I have to agree with you on that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Michael Porter, I just love his shot. It was hitting, pretty good
Mm-hmm.
last night. Not as great as what was that, Game 3 when he was just
Right.
lighting them up, in Game 2 prior, but it's okay. Peyton Watson, young rookie, I love his defense. He will challenge you at the rim. Happy to see him get some runs. Coach Michael Malone, he don't mind putting his rookies out there. Remember last season, Christian Brown introduced himself to the NBA. This season, Peyton Watson, love to see it. So I just love what the Denver Nuggets have going on. I still believe they're going to close out their series. But can we talk about that little tantrum that was thrown on the court by LeBron James?
I didn't like it. It was horrible.
Wasn't it?
He literally stumped his feet.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. Being upset is one thing. The stumping of the feet, I'm like, oh my God. What grown man does that?
I know.
Does that? I don't mind. He could have flailed his hands. He still could have did the talk. The stomping of the feet, reminiscent of a 2-year-old. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe that action. That shocked me.
It did.
Oh
It did too. Yeah. He had a straight meltdown on the court on national TV. This wasn't a game that was on Spectrum Sports Net. No, this was on ABC. And it was not a good look for somebody, who carries himself like, recently he just said it's just basketball. Then why are you throwing a tantrum if it's just basketball?
So much so that because you so busy in your tantrum moment, Jamal Murray hit a basket. Just you with your back turned. You so busy. That's one of the things I dislike about his game as of late. I cannot stand that he doesn't show up once the play is over. Like once the Lakers offense is over, his get back on defense is so slow. I do not like it at all.
Yeah.
I don't like it. It's horrible. And then I don't know why the Denver Nuggets don't know. If he's not really active in the defense, he's waiting for somebody to throw him a lob so he can do. It's so calculated, y'all. Come on, you got to get that one. He waiting by the basket. He gonna jump up.
Yeah, that's his storyline.
And then you got what's his name, Richard Jefferson. I'm so. Was he commentating? Was that his voice? Who was it last night?
Last night was that was Bob Myers and David Pasch.
Y'all, we know he 39. We know. Got it. Matter of fact, I got it pinned on my board. Got it, y'all. He can't even. Every time he even take a few trots, because that's 39 years old. And somebody that age. Oh my God, he just that's 39. He's at his age. Like what?
Yeah, it was one point during the game where they said, "Oh, LeBron's one of the best cutters in the league." Dude, the best cutter in the league. All you do is just run to the rim and hope that your it's come on. Let's stop this glam, especially Bob Myers.
Oh my God.
What you doing? What you doing glamorizing everything LeBron James does or says, or it's just average. It's basic stuff. that everybody is doing. And him at 39 throwing a tantrum. I see they didn't say nothing when he threw the tantrum about his age.
Went
Yeah.
mute. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Right. What about that? No, it's yeah. Now again, this is no slight to all that LeBron James has done for the game and his phenomenal play over the years. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that stop acting like what he's currently doing, maybe at his age, is unprecedented. I don't know. I mean, whatever. But don't act like he's the only one doing it. He's not. And I think that he's not doing anything different than any other player in any of the games that I've watched all day Saturday. Stop doing
Yes,
that.
I know. It's ridiculous. Okay, so Rui Hashimura was basically another no-show, but they did get a lot from D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves. I knew D'Lo was going to come back and shoot the ball fairly well, especially after all the negative press he received for not joining a huddle. But I found it interesting that Coach Darvin Ham didn't kind of discipline him in some way. You left him in the starting lineup, so that means that you don't mind him not joining a huddle and you don't have any control over your team. But I was happy to see that he did not take the time out and challenge the call that LeBron wanted him to on national TV, because then it would have looked like he was punked. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And the only reason why it is okay and it's not going to be really highlighted as something negative is because the Lakers won. Had the Lakers lost, Darvin Ham would have to eat that. That would be the reason for the loss.
Okay.
Yeah, so it worked. So their win worked in his favor that he did not honor the request for a replay.
A request? Is that what we calling it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a request. Oh, better get in demand.
Yeah, it was.
Oh my goodness.
Anthony Davis played fairly well. You know, he did pretty good. 42 minutes on the court. I want to see him pull down 42 minutes in Denver with that elevation and see how
Stop
he
it with the
performs.
elevation. You sound like 39 years old again. Stop it with the elevation. They already know.
It's a real thing.
I believe it. So what? We shouldn't be playing games there? No. The Denver Nuggets play in that elevation all the time. They live there too, so they've probably adjusted.
Yeah, it's an advantage. Come on, it's an advantage.
No, whatever you say.
Oh God! All right,
I tell you what, though, I thought it was pretty interesting that Taurean Prince got 29 minutes. I saw him in the game earlier than normal, which was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was pretty good. I think Darvin Ham tried to switch up some things. Spencer Dinwiddie got a couple of minutes, earlier, not in garbage time, but like earlier. I was like, oh, look at him being out there. I mean, hey, it was ineffective, but he was out there nonetheless. So
okay, that's because he lost faith in Rui Hashimura, and Rui does disappear. And he was like, all right, Taurean Prince. And he was hitting a 3-point shot, Taurean. Normally, I mean, he went 1 for 4 last night, but normally he can knock those down quite nicely.
Yeah.
Interesting to me that Christian Wood was suited and booted, but he didn't get an opportunity to hit the court last. They could have used him. Right?
They could have used Christian. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know wonder why how did he fall out of favor? I wonder what happened.
Yeah, well, I know he was injured, but that's no excuse, right? He was suited, like ready to play. I saw him looking anxious on the bench, but Darvin Ham never called his name. Now, the bench for the Denver Nuggets didn't really come through, right? Looking at 5 points, 5 measly points. We needed more from Reggie Jackson, Christian Brown. That was the game right there.
Yes, I agree. That was the game right there. Yes. Yep, I totally agree. Totally agree. So I like to see what's going to happen in game 5. Let me see. I had the Nuggets in 6, actually.
Oh.
So Nuggets in 6.
Okay. So you mean to tell me, wow, the Lakers going to win game 5 in Denver. It's not LeBron's last game in crypto, and they're going to come back to LA and the Nuggets close it out there?
This was before the game started. This is before the series started.
Okay. Ooh, I just looked at my notes. I had Nuggets in 6 as well.
Yeah, but if the only way it won't be the last game at the Crypto Center would be for them to win game 5. Otherwise, it's a wrap.
It is.
So if it's a gentleman's sweep, what's the emoji for that? Because it's not a broom. What is it? Is it a?
I know.
Is it a Is it a napkin? I mean, what's considered a gentleman? What should I be sending in my text thread
Uh-huh.
for
Oh,
the
that's
Lakers if they get swept, gentleman style? Is it just a butler? Is it a butler? I mean, what do I do?
shoot. I don't know, but I do know they go on fishing.
They go, oh, I'll use a fishing emoji. Got it.
Yeah, yeah. All right, Lakers victory 119-108. What's happening today, right? What's going on Sunday? Let's take a look at this lineup.
Ooh, Knicks and Sixers.
Ooh. Mm. UFC, WWE.
I promise. Oh, and they are still in Philly. Still in
Yeah.
Philly.
Ooh.
Girl, what is it? Is it 2-2?
No, it's
Oh,
2-1.
2-1.
Yeah.
2-1. Right.
Mhm.
Who you got tonight?
I'm going with the Sixers.
Okay. It's still at
At
home.
home. Yeah. I'm
Mhm.
looking for Joel Embiid to have a repeat performance.
Okay.
Oh man, I just hope he doesn't do the dirty work. Like, come
I don't like
on,
it. Don't do
Joel.
it.
That's
Yeah.
not who you are.
No, you don't want that to be your legacy, part of your legacy. No, I don't like that at all. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you got Sixers tonight. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna rock with the Knicks. I think Knicks is gonna upset Sixers tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and then we got Clippers and Mavs. Mavs, go on, take it home. Go on. I
Oh
saw
my
the commercial. Somebody, it was either a commercial or a replay or something I was watching after one of the games. And it was like, should Kawhi Leonard play? Did he slow down the Clippers? Remember, we had a conversation
Yes.
about that.
Yes.
Like, yes, the answer is yes. I was saying to the TV, yes, he did. Yeah. Kawhi Leonard has slowed down. Yes.
Oh my God. And he's questionable for game 4. So I don't think he's going to play. He said his knee did not respond the way he wanted it to after game 2, I believe.
Okay.
I'm like,
Good.
Kawhi, just continue your trend of sitting on the bench in the playoffs.
You know what you do, Clippers. You're gonna do Clippers a favor in round 1. Yeah. But Mavs, and I have Mavs winning this next game. So
Yeah, me too. I'm going with Dallas Mavericks. What you think about the Bucks Pacers?
come on, Pacers. You know, because you speaking of veterans with injuries.
Oh gosh.
Is Dane questionable because of his Achilles strain?
Yeah, all of a sudden. I think he's questionable because he knows they're down 2-1, and this is reminiscent of when he was with the Portland Trailblazers and him having to carry the burden. And he don't want that on his shoulders in a new location.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
my goodness. I'm gonna tell you right now, though, that Chris Middleton did the thing.
Yeah.
He did it. Just wasn't enough. But he did that. Yeah. So Pacers, I'll raise you one because Pacers going they're gonna
Yes.
handle that tonight. They're gonna handle that tonight. And then, now this. Oh my gosh. The final game of the evening.
Yes.
Can we just have a moment of silence for the Suns season?
Wait. Somebody retweeted Devin Booker stating when they acquired Bradley Beal and had KD and himself, he was like, I just honestly don't know how they're going to guard us. I'm like, easily. What?
Easily. I bet you when that campaign came off that Sixers bench in game 3, the Suns was looking like, what did we do?
Right.
What did we just give up? Your energy, your bench support. Yeah.
I'll give you one further. Mikal Bridges with the Nets. He could have been with the Phoenix Suns still. Cam Johnson, right? Cam Johnson.
They gave up their youth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Suns.
They look terrible. Bradley Beal said he's never been swept a day in his life. So he said, I'll be dang if that happens to me.
Okay. Prove it. You. Matter of fact, tonight is the night. As a matter of fact, tonight is the only night.
Yes, it is.
Tonight is the night that you don't get swept.
Yeah. Let me tell you. Yeah. It is. Bradley Beal, I wouldn't even said anything if I was him.
Y'all stop talking. Cause you know the internet don't care. That soundbite is gonna be hilarious. Who gonna flip and twist that up and send that out to the universe? Who gonna do it? Who gonna put that if they lose are they the first team that's gonna go fishing?
Yeah. Followed by the New Orleans Pelicans. But yeah, they'll be the first team.
Anthony Edwards will see to it personally. That the new face of the league is amazing. So he gonna personally see that y'all get swept tonight. Matter of fact, I wouldn't even be surprised if he pulls out a broom from up under his chair. I could see him doing something like that.
Yeah, he crazy. He crazy.
Oh, KD.
How must it feel for Anthony Edwards to knock out his best player, his GOAT?
His favorite, his GOAT.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Much respect. And I don't think KD doesn't even give me that he even minds. He's actually flattered by it, actually.
That's what I said. I want him to get angry about it. Like at some point, start playing for the name on the back of your jersey. Have some pride.
KD. Now, what I don't want you to do is stomp. Don't do the tantrum, but you can flail your arms. You can do that. You can get mad. Come on, y'all. Another big three failure. I'm done.
This one was the worst because they are getting paid so much. Someone showed Bradley Beal's contract, $52 million, $57 next season. We know KD and Booker breaking the bank. And then they zoomed in to Matt Ishbia, right? He bought the team and he was just feeling real good about himself and thought maybe he knew something that everybody else didn't know. Now he looking crazy with a huge payroll. What do you call it? Luxury tax? Like what? And y'all getting
all up and over the apron. All up and over the apron.
Yes.
Just looking crazy. You did all that for what? You gave up your bench, youth, and you got to be sour faced knowing that those people that you traded balling in other franchises. Horrible. Yeah, the sun is setting in Phoenix. Bradley Beal, prove it. If you can hold on one more time, y'all gonna let LeBron James and the Lakers upstage y'all? What's gonna get you motivated? You gonna let them upstage y'all, and you gonna be the first team to go home? Horrible. Sorry, Suns fans.